Welcome back, Raider Nation and my champions. This is Eric, and this is going to be my Week 7 game preview of the Raiders and Eagles. I'm going to give you my 4 keys to winning this game, so let's get right to it.
The other team's quarterback must go down, and he must go down hard.
As with all of our game reviews, we like to start with the injury report, and this is the final one, came out yesterday afternoon. Now, as far as the Raiders go, nothing really significant. Nick Bowers is a backup tight end. The only one I really want to talk about here is Quentin Jefferson. He has been out all week on a personal issue. Coach Rich Bisaccia is that he will likely play. However, it could also be a game time decision. Either way, I don't see him playing an entire complement of downs that he normally receives. I know he does rotate with Darius Philon and Solomon Thomas. I would say that Solomon Thomas will likely be starting. If Quentin does play, he will be playing a limited amount of reps. As far as the Eagles go, nothing real significant. They have 2 players on their questionable list. One is their strong safety, Anthony Harris. We'll get to that in a minute when we get to the offensive side for the Raiders. And the other one I want to say is their offensive line is a little bit banged up. Maybe we could take a little bit of advantage of that. And then Dallas Goddard came onto the injury list on Thursday with a, quote, illness. He had limited practice on Friday. They're not really saying what it is. Even if he does play, he might not be at 100%, which is an advantage for us. He's an above average tight end here. So let's get on to the offense itself. Take a look at this offense, and I took a look at the gameplay, and honestly, they're not really impressive. They do anything really, really well. Like I said, they're either middle of the road or a little bit less. Overall, 18th as far as total offense in yards. The one thing that they really do is they can make plays when they need to, and that's what I'm going to focus here is we need to avoid the easy play, the big play, and that's going to get us right to our first key, and that's Jalen Hurd. If you don't know him, he is number 2 in running ball for quarterbacks with 300 rushing yards, second only to Lamar Jackson. So we're going to have to treat him similarly as we did with Lamar Jackson. Come in here, block the lanes here, plug these holes up, and have Perryman come, have Jonathan Abram come on down as well. Give him some love, just like he did with Justin Fields. You cannot let this guy run the ball. Like I said, he's second in the league for quarterbacks in rushing. Not only that, he has 5 touchdowns in the red zone. So this is the type of team that likes to spread you out and let him waltz right in. We got to quit giving up those easy kind of rushing touchdowns that we have a few times in the past. And that's going to get me right to my second key, and that is containing Miles Sanders. Now, I know he hasn't had the best year statistically thus far, but he is the type of player who has a dynamic ability where he can make one cut and then go right to the house. But what we have to avoid at all costs, if we can contain these 2 guys, we can contain this offense. They're not very good on third down conversions. I want to see us try to make them beat us, make Hurts beat us with his arm, make them beat us with a 10-12 play drive, because frankly I don't think they've got it. That's not their ability. Their ability is making big plays and trying to keep them in the game on defense, and we're going to get their defensive side right now. And of course, as always, we're going to be going live this Sunday at halftime of the Raiders-Eagles game. We're going to take a look at the first half, the good, the bad, the ugly. We're also going to take a look at how we're doing with these 4 keys to the game in this video. And I want to get your take on the game. I like interacting with you. We go about 10 or 15 minutes during the half, and we have a lot of fun. And I encourage you all to come out and join us.
And I hear everyone say, take what they give you. We're going to take what we want.
Now, as far as this Philadelphia Eagles defense goes, I'm going to look at some of their strengths. And obviously, you got to look at Javon Hargrave here with 6 sacks. He cannot be overlooked. And then the pass defense you see here, 8th in yards allowed. Very good. And they're headed by their 2 above average corners, Steven Nelson, Darius Slay, formerly from the Detroit Lions. They have a combined 3 interceptions. So I think we need to go up against their weakness, which is the run defense. It makes sense to start pounding this ball, especially with Jacobs getting a little bit more healthier, a little bit more elusive by the week. And this is going to help offset that pass rush by Hargrave. And Josh Sweat, he has a sack and a half as well. Not a huge pass rush, but Hargrave is the main guy in their defense as far as that goes. He has 6 of their 11 total sacks. Let's just run it down their throat. They are 28th, like I said. They've given up 812 yards in 6 games. That's over 130 yards per game. Not only that, they are the second worst in the league as far as rushing first downs. They've given up 52. Now, by comparison, the Raiders are 14th. They've only given up 40. So that's what I think we need to do first and foremost, establish this running game. That'll not only offset Hargrave, but it'll cover up some of the sins we have on that interior offensive line. And the second thing I want to talk about is we got to let Carr, I say, let him do his sweet thing. Distribute that ball. The Eagles' pass offense is 8th in the league as far as total yards. They're also very well in yards per attempt. They're the best at yards per completion, but they're kind of middle of the road as far as QBR, and they are 4th worst as far as completion percentage by opposing quarterbacks at 71.5%. Now, Carr needs to get back into that kind of short passing game, find the open receiver, distribute the ball like he's been doing all season. He's 2nd in yards. He's 11th in QBR. He's top 10 in yards per attempt, yards per completion. I think that's how we beat this team. Like I said, on the defensive side, let's dare Hurts to give us a 10 to 12 play drive, because I don't think Philly can do it. On our side, that's what we need to be focusing on, more so than Ruggs in the big play. Obviously, if it's open, go take it and beat them. But this isn't Denver. I'm not so worried about their pass rush. They don't blitz a lot either. And I think we can pick this team apart and run it down their throat and secure this win and head into the bye 5-2.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.